right, today we are going to be creating a water cycle diagram. Water cycle. I love this song. All right, so here we go. I guess that's enough of that. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to be creating the water cycle. And I need to actually find, wait, where did it go? Is it on Sumo Paint? There it is. So here we go. This is called the Sumo Paint water cycle. So earlier we learned how to use Sumo Paint. You should have done that yesterday or maybe a couple days ago. But this says today you will use Sumo Paint to make a water cycle drawing. This ties into what you've done in social studies with in science with Mrs. Packard, or you may have a different science teacher now. Because I don't know when you're watching this video. You'll then need to save your image and import it into Google Draw. You may want to open another tab with a picture of the water cycle in it. So here we go. These are the required elements. So we have the sun, and the sun heats up the earth. And if you notice, the sun is highlighted. We'll talk about those highlighted words in just a sec. We have the water evaporates, and that's called evaporation. We have cool air condenses water into clouds. That's condensation. You have precipitation, and that comes in the form of rain, snow, or hail. You have runoff, and so that's where you have the water that's going into the lakes and rivers. Sometimes some of that water actually soaks into the ground as well, and if the plants and trees use it, you'll have plant transpiration, and then finally you have your water accumulation. So it says place the highlighted words where they belong. So if you notice, there are a total of how many highlighted words? 8. That is correct. And you'll need to put them where they belong. All words need to be spelled correctly. There's no reason why something should be spelled incorrectly. You're going to draw or stamp arrows showing the direction of where the water is going. And then, of course, you want to make sure to draw trees, mountains, sun, clouds, and a body of water. So we'll skip this part right here. And here is an example. This is the one that I did here. So if you notice, I have all 8 things: sun, condensation, precipitation, soak-in, transpiration, runoff, accumulation, and evaporation. Now if you notice, I use these little spoons that symbolizes my arrows going up. The sun heats that up. Condensation, we have our precipitation that comes down. We have stuff that soaks in, and runoff. Now if you notice, I use the smudge tool, so I used a couple different browns, smudged everything together to give it some texture to make it look realistic. Same thing with the water here, and if you look at my clouds, I'm not the best artist, but I did use that smudge tool to actually make that. I also used some stamps here, so I used a lightning stamp to make lightning coming on down just for fun. I stamped some different trees, and so I used the size of the brush, so the further the trees were away, the smaller that it looks, and then these ones look a little bit bigger there. So here's what I'm grading you on. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. So I'm grading you on this. You need to have all 8 definitions are used. So I'm making sure that you have all 8 things there. You have them all there. You may be missing 1, 2, or 3 based on how many you're missing. All words are spelled correctly. Everything is spelled correctly, or if you have 1 spelling error, you get no points for this. You have directional arrows used. Now in my case, I actually didn't use physical arrows, but I actually have this showing where the things are going. Trees, mountains, clouds, sun, body of water, it needs to all be there. And then finally, I'm looking for some effort and creativity. All right, you guys can go ahead and get started and have fun. Maybe we should play that song a little bit more. Yes, I love it. The water cycle. Woo woo. All right, here we go.